interesting, or
We're here.
sorry.
Hello,
Yeah,
Rowland.
yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm
I was just saying,
I was
like,
just
three
saying,
people
like,
are
three people
already
are
watching,
already
which is
watching,
really,
which is
really
really,
cool.
really cool. That is awesome. We're gonna break records.
Yes,
Yes,
hopefully
hopefully
we
we
do break
do
records
break
on your
records on your
channel.
channel. Well, then we could do a stream on your channel and we'll break records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
How has the last week been?
it's been crazy, like crazy. I really don't know how to share, but like my week
Been
has
crazy.
been
I have
crazy.
so
I have
much
so much to do, and so little
and so
time to
little
just
time
get
to
them
just get them
done.
done.
Plus, I've been broke. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Story
I've
of
been
like
broke.
90% of the world,
Like,
isn't it?
yeah, like I've been broke. It's
I've been
crazy.
it's
Like when
crazy. Like
imagine
when
you being like really tired
tired
of
and
work and
tired
then
of
being
work
broke
and
at the
then
same
being broke
time.
at the same
That
time.
is my life
That is
right
my
now.
life right now.
So like you can't really rest.
Yeah.
But then you need money, but you need
money,
rest.
but you need rest.
But you also need money.
You also
That's
need
my
money.
life right. That's my life right.
Off then it's like, yeah. Okay, let's start with the first question. How did you get into motion design?
That's a really good question. I think I had a very interesting start. First thing I would say, like, I never wanted to be a motion designer. I thought it was like,
oh,
I don't want to do it because
I don't want
this
to do it
person is doing it,
this
or
person
because
is doing
everyone
it, or
else is
because
doing
everyone
it.
else is doing it.
And I just basically fell into it. I didn't really decide that I was going to be a motion designer. I was like, later in my design career that I thought, okay, this is actually really cool to do. This is actually a really interesting career path. And it reminds me of my childhood a lot, which is a lot of cartoons.
Yeah.
So I kind of like made, not like I didn't know motion design, but like I like took it seriously. I made that conscious decision to like kill my graphic design career and just fire all the clients and start doing motion design professionally.
What age were you when you kind of made that decision? Like, where were you?
I was 17.
That's so young. That's pretty cool. And when you started looking into motion design, like, did you find there were any barriers? What were like, or did like, how accessible was software? How accessible were courses?
Well, that is a really interesting question. Well, their softwares and courses are really not accessible. To me at that time, softwares are still not accessible, to be honest. I've just found my way around, found ways to like learn without those things.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that's the answer to the questions. They weren't really accessible, to be honest. Like,
and
there's a lot of pirates.
What software do you use? Like, so I know you work commercially quite a bit. And what's the software packages you use to work commercially?
I use Blender.
And would you be able to work commercially if Blender didn't exist?
Yeah, I would pirate Cinema 4D.
Because it's not affordable. Like, it's like, I think it's quite expensive, like monthly. But like, how could the average Nigerian motion designer afford Maxon's subscription fee monthly?
I don't think there is actually such thing as an average designer in Nigeria, because it really just doesn't exist. Yeah. To be honest, like, there are a few people who do motion design, but like I don't think there is the definition of okay, this isn't like what the average motion designer is, because everyone is kind of unique, and we're like so small in number. I can only count right now at the top of my head about six motion designers or 10 motion designers, and that's it. Like that's what I except someone shares this person, like that's all I know about the industry. I mean, those are who I know about. Like, so that I don't think there is an average motion designer, but I would say I don't think any one of them can get Cinema 4D legally. Except one. There's just one person I know can get all the suit legally.
And is the barrier to that cost? Is it just too expensive? Because
I don't think because I think it's because it's too expensive. Yeah, and like I don't think it's expensive. This is another perspective. I don't think Maxon's suit or Adobe's are expensive. I just think that our economies are different. What is cheap to you guys? Or wherever you are, whether in the UK or in the US. I know you are in the UK for a fact. Like the economies are totally different. The difference in current the difference in the value of currencies. $1 is like 475 naira. That is a big jump.
That's massive. Yeah, that's huge. That's a
yeah. I think that affects the perception of it being expensive because like that the amount of money you spend on the software can feed your family for 2 or 3 weeks. So what's the point of paying for the software?
Because I suppose if you're taking the risk of paying that much money and the clients don't come through and then you have no buffer, it's a huge risk, isn't it?
Yep, and especially for someone who is learning who doesn't have any clients. Like there is nothing to learn with. That is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy to think about. That. So like Blender has been, because Blender's open source, it's been kind of a lifeline, I guess, for you learning 3D, and it has such a large community.
Yeah, Blender is amazing. Like it's really amazing tool. I don't think it's the best tool. I don't think it's like the best tool for motion, but I think it's good enough for now.
Yeah,
the community is amazing, but like I feel like the Blender is software that tries to do too much at once and really has no focus whatsoever. So it's just powerful. Yeah, exactly. That's Blender. Like there's really any focus. You just can do everything. Like you can sculpt really well, rig really well, render really well. I mean that's cycles. You can animate really well. So like you can do 2D. Like there's really a focus. There's really that one space that okay, this is the space we're going to like innovate in like crazy and just make sure these tools are perfect. Okay. There isn't really that type of feeling for Blender for me, and that's what basically throws me off Blender. But other than that, I've been able to do really cool things with it.
And so I suppose the other one is like, I suppose there's DaVinci as well for video editing, but like I suppose like the Adobe package is another price point because there's a difference in economies. It's like what do you do if you're doing 2D? So does that mean most of the work you do, because Blender's open source, you kind of more focus on 3D?
So right now I think I'm focusing too much on 3D, but doesn't mean I don't do 2D stuff.
Yeah,
I really enjoy traditional animation.
Yeah.
I'm more like a confused person, so I'm as confused as the Blender developers. To be honest, because I don't have a focus. I'm doing 3D. Sometimes I get just explainer video clients. You're never going to see my video work ever. But I do them. Like
I don't think.
But you're never going to see,
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does depend on the explainer. There are some explainer videos I'm super proud of. But why most of it, I hate explainer videos that are 2D, so you probably are never going to see ever.
The next question I want to ask you, and we've talked about this quite a bit on Slack and just in general, is like, what struggles do you come up against daily? Because you've told me a few, and they surprised me. And I can't but give you an enormous amount of like praise for just working through it.
I think the people who deserve praise are those people who are like amidst this problem, still standing out and creating the most beautiful content in the world. I think a good example of that person, this guy in Nigeria, is really amazing. Really 3D artist and a director. Amidst this problem, still one of the best in the country, to be honest. I think I'm not in that stage where I should be praised for going through all this. Cause I really haven't done anything. Like people, I think I'm privileged to an extent. I don't think. I think I have some. Opportunities. I think every single person is privileged. We just don't admit it enough. And I personally am admitting the fact that I think I'm privileged. I think some opportunities in life. I think if you read the book Outliers, you realize that okay, we owe a lot of our success to our upbringing and where we are and our parents. And I would say because of our parents and great family, that's why I'm here today, and that's why I'm able to like focus on one thing, and not get disturbed.
Yeah.
I guess. Like most parents, for example, when I started doing 3D and playing with computers, my dad thought that I was, and I was when I was making money from it, not necessarily when I started playing with computers. We always had a computer at home. That is an opportunity that a lot of people don't have. Not everyone has every single kid in Nigeria growing up have a computer. I had a computer at home growing up. That is crazy. I mean, like I was so like initially when I started, my dad thought I was doing I was scamming. Especially when I started like he told us this product. I think my son is probably Costa. And I was just a graphic designer. I was just doing graphic design for clients. And that's how I made money then. And I think it's because of my family, my grandfather, my uncles, every single person in my family. That's why I am here today. To be honest, because of God, most importantly. Because I have opportunities that a lot of people don't have. Like I'm able to not worry about all day and just focus on creating. That is a big privilege, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah,
and I think that's.
But like, I suppose you said at times you've come up against daily things like you're talking about Wi-Fi and like.
Those are things that I just apart from all the opportunities you get, those are things that if you're in Nigeria, you just can't solve. Big one is not internet. The biggest one for me right now is electricity. I live in a very environment, and I spend like a very crazy amount on just power, just to keep the lights on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I spend it's crazy. I spend about 2,000 naira every single day. In 30 days, that amounts to about 60,000 naira. That is almost like 130 or like $150.
All right, that's a lot of money.
Yep. On just buying gas.
Are power cuts like if you are power cuts common? Is it like is it problematic?
I feel like we're saying something about before we start previous conversations. Like something that just feel like they make sense to the rest of the world are like really dumb problems. It costs nothing. It costs nothing. Like it just costs paying money for infrastructure and paying the right people to get really good power supply and actually generate enough electricity to power the whole country and to keep the lights on. It costs nothing. It's like a really dumb problem. But then everyone in Nigeria has to go through this problem and everyone is kind of used to the fact that there would never be constant electricity for now.
So if you're doing a video and you're hooked up to the national power grid, you're doing a render that might take 72 hours, or you're doing loads of video content, there's no guarantee that that video will be done because the power might go, basically.
That is if I was depending on the power grid, which I am not. So like if I was depending on the power grid, I can't. And even like our generator fails sometimes. So like we're used to it. I can't even depend on that I spend so much money keeping it on because it feels a lot of time. So I would say most of the time when I say I'm going to deliver this time, I'm probably speculating because anything can come up.
Yeah, that's when you told me that, it blew my mind. It's like that's like I suppose I've never had to worry about electricity just going, like, unless there's like a serious storm, which is super rare because all we get in the UK is wind and rain, but we don't get anything.
So Kevin is saying that. Sorry. So Kevin is saying that there's an echo in our audio.
Oh, thank you, Kev.
Is that Is that me or from you?
Probably me. Just double check that. Don't know why.
Okay, Kevin, can you tell us if it sounds any better?
Now try it. Does that sound better? If you talk, Ro.
Okay, I'm just going to maybe listen to the stream. I hope you don't hear the sound of my computer.
That should be okay. I think I had two. I think I had you coming through twice.
Oh, that's probably why.
I think I've just muted the desktop audio now. It should be okay.
Does it sound better now? Sorry, let me go to the stream and listen for myself.
I put a 30-second delay on it, so it should be okay. Cool.
I don't know if it sounds better.
Okay. I wonder why that is.
Hold on, let me see. Okay, so I can see the fact I am watching the stream now, and I can't. Sorry, let me see.
Yeah, I think it's okay now. I think I just had to mute the desktop audio.
Oh, it sounds better. Let's just get back to the conversation.
Cool. Brilliant. Thanks, Kev.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, so I'm saying I've never had to really worry or get too anxious about power cuts unless it's like a severe weather, which doesn't really happen in the UK. It's happened like I can count on my hand, but that blew my mind. It's like the idea of going to bed, putting a client render on, and worrying that if it's going to be there in the morning would terrify me. But that's, I suppose, if you're using it, if you're in Nigeria, that's something you have to worry about constantly.
It's something that every single person is used to.
Yeah.
Like everybody in Nigeria is used to the fact that electricity is not something that we have access to. Like stable electricity is just something we don't have access to. So like we're kind of accepting of it, even though we shouldn't be accepting that. Because like I said, it's a really dumb problem. Like a really dumb problem. I mean, I could figure out how to build a like solar power grid and everyone has electricity. Like it's so dumb. Like really dumb.
Yeah. And you were saying that this kind of like, you have like it's just so simple that it shouldn't exist necessarily. Which is
yeah.
So I was gonna also ask, what kind of issues have you come up against in the industry? So, what have you come up against issues, even if it's racial issues, trying to get work? Have you come up against that online? Kind of what's your experience around that?
Okay, I think the major issue I've seen in the industry, like if it's racial issues, I really don't see any direct racism per se. Like no one just like no one is directly racist to me. I haven't experienced any racism that is direct. But the only issue that I've faced is, trying to apply for jobs and you just never get called back as soon as they see like they don't even acknowledge your first mail.
Yeah. So do you feel
and
that's
it's crazy?
What's your feeling around that? What's your thoughts around that?
I don't know why that is. I would love to know. Everybody who posts jobs on Motionographer, please, can you tell me why you don't respond? Because that's the big culprit.
Yeah, I think feedback is important. I think it's important to know why your application didn't get move forward.
True.
I think that is vital, and more places should definitely do that. But you go ahead. You're gonna say something.
I wasn't going to
Alright.
say anything. I was saying like other than that, I think most of the people in the industry are really amazing. Like everyone seems so happy for some reason or seems so welcoming for some reason. So like you just go online, have conversations with random people that you don't know, but you all do motion design. So you're like, oh my God, I do motion design. Wow, you do motion design. I'm from Nigeria. Wow, how does motion design feel like in Nigeria? And it's just a really, really fun experience, having like just talking to random people, and it's really, really cool, to
Um,
be honest.
yeah, I think it's a really open industry in the fact that like most people are very friendly. I've come across most
Most.
people. There's um, humans as a whole. You're always going to come up against people who are undesirable. Um, but
Yeah.
I was yeah. So this kind of brings me to my next question, because I suppose you've started a YouTube channel. You're reaching out to people internationally. Um, and the other thing with kind of the more connected we are, I think the closer we bring everyone together, which is so important. But
Yeah.
we've talked about this before. So online courses are because of the difference in economy, they tend to be priced at like a European in a European market or for an American market. And is that something that, like, when you explain the differences in economy, is problematic if you wanted to do like a certain course, a motion course online?
Oh yeah, like that is always definitely a problem. Like the prices are not that friendly, to be honest, especially for people like us who are in like entirely different economies. So most of us really don't stress ourselves, we just pirate it. Like piracy is a big problem. Totally against
Yeah,
it. Like I don't see why I should work out on something and then some random guy in Africa just finds the crack version of
yeah,
it and just uses. But like I don't think we should promote that culture like at all. Like if you want, like most people would like that their content are being pirated. The victims, I'm going to call them victims. They are all virtually cool with people pirating their stuff. Like when you have a conversation, like yeah, sure, we're cool. I think instead of you allowing people pirating, why not just make it cheaper, make it affordable for those guys, so they don't have to spend. They don't have to pirate it. They don't have to commit a crime pirating your softwares.
yeah. I think
So
it's a massive problem. Is like, how do you price regionally? Is it possible to even do that?
yeah, it is. If you could, like, I mean, Spotify prices regionally. Like, you guys get your Spotify for like $10. I get it for
Well,
$2.
there you go.
Actually, like it's like a very dumb problem
Yeah,
too.
that's another problem. Like, I think when someone puts their 3 grand course up online, maybe price it a little bit
Yeah,
differently for other parts of the world.
because like you're losing like a market of people who want to learn from you, and people will really need the skills to be able to develop yourself themselves, and you're losing that whole market because of just something as simple as pricing and something as simple as just making it more accessible.
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, if Spotify can do it, we can do it. Um, so let's go into a kind of a. This is going to be a rabbit hole. We're going to talk about NFTs.
Yeah. Oh my God. No. I'm just playing.
um, so like it's been this like massive just explosion in the last several weeks of NFTs, and I've talked to you quite a bit. I've talked to other people about it, but what's your feeling around it?
I have mixed feelings. At some point, I really like it. At some point, I'm like, man, this thing is giving me a shitload of FOMO and depression because everyone is so rich from NFTs, and I need money. And I'm asking the same people who are doing NFT, like, dude, I need to get a camera, buy my book and stuff. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to buy an NFT instead.
Yeah, yeah,
But I need to get a camera. It's like, I have a mixed feeling about it because, like, I like it. I think it's a cool concept. I think it's an amazing way. It's an amazing technology, but I think it brings out the worst in the motion design industry, to be honest.
I think that's fair.
And that's just the part that I'm not sure about. Like, everyone's all of a sudden has an opinion about NFTs, and there's just random arguments about it everywhere, and everyone is all of a sudden making serious shitload of money. And also, like, I would like to add that it's not accessible to us here. So
I think that's important, that point, because you were saying that, like, certain platforms have been very kind of conniving in how they price things.
Yep. The gas fees are crazy. The gas fees are through the roof at this point. But what I'm saying is, like, this platform, like, I think it's a great platform, a great tool, but it just brings out the worst in we humans.
Yeah.
I guess. Like, a friend was showing me do you know this Spanish studio, Cabeza Patata, that makes this really fun character?
Yeah, I do.
So, like, they've been against crypto ads since the beginning of the whole thing, and they posted a few Instagram posts, and there was this post that they posted about crypto ad being a pyramid scheme, and it got a lot of, like, it got mixed reaction. There's like negative comments and there's like positive comments. So, like, the negative comments, what I heard is that they shut those guys out, like they deleted their comments. And there was this guy, I have to look for the video, who made a video about the fact that, okay, this guy deleted my comment, and I was trying to say something, but they weren't listening. Like, why would you, like, put your voice out there if you don't want the backlash? From
you've got to be prepared to have all sides of an argument come back at you.
Yeah, and I think that's just the point with this NFT world. Like, there's just a random argument where everyone is putting in their points, and not everyone is willing to listen to each other, and everyone is divided, and just brings out the worst in humans, I guess. That's what I think about NFTs. But I love the concept.
Yeah, the concept's cool. The gas fees are just too expensive, and I've heard from people that they end up, like, I've heard some horror stories where they've used, like, their savings over and over again to get stuff listed and to get stuff, and then they're like, oh, I've dipped it. Yeah, it's really sad. And then because they see the money that other people are making, it gives everyone else this kind of anxiety around it. Well, I pulled away from it for a bit because it was just too much. Like, I think, like, how do you foresee NFT? Do you think it's going to turn into a more positive thing, or do you see that a while away before we can even solve that issue?
I think it's a bubble and it's going to burst, and the real like use of NFT is going to come out. I think it's just like people reference like the .com bubble, like where everyone was just buying domain names, and then everything went bust. But then you see, like, now we see the real use of the internet. Like, we're experiencing different ways people can use the internet, just not buying random domain names, and investors investing crazy amount of money on random domain names. That's what I think. I think it's a bubble, and I think the real use of it is going to come out. I think a good use of NFT could be like in certifying that someone owns something, like maybe actual physical good, maybe a house is like, okay, this is an NFT. We're going to make your certificate of ownership
to digital
or
token.
deed or whatever that word is.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we're going to make it an NFT. So only you have access to it, and it's like, no, there's no other copy of this. There's no way to make another copy of this.
And I suppose you.
And I think that's smart.
You did have the other issue of, like, you couldn't use cryptocurrency for a small period of time as well.
Yeah, like, even right now, I still don't have the full access to, like, I can't buy cryptocurrency directly. I have to, like, go under, like, should I call it the black market, P2P trading, which is annoying. I hate it.
And more anxiety.
Yeah, I really hate it. Like, our government just, like, clicked the button and we're like, well, we're no longer allowing cryptocurrency trading in this country. Any bank that does it would be sanctioned, and in just like a space of a week.
But that cuts you off then, doesn't it? Like, it cuts you off from the whole crypto world, and then you're like, oh well.
Not totally. Like, it cannot cut us off from, like, using crypto. Yeah. It can only stop us from, like, buying it easily or getting it easily. It can't stop us from trading because cryptocurrency is decentralized. you don't just like no one can just click a button and say, oh, this set of this particular country are not going to have access to the blockchain tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Every single person will still always have access to the blockchain. It just makes it underground instead. Like all they've done is just make it underground.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a whole side to NFTs people don't realize that as it's very, and you're not the first person to kind of say it, but I think it's kind of this side of the internet just wants to keep really positive and hopeful that everyone's going to make money off it. And then there's this other side like that's not going to happen. Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. I was going to say ask you about getting international clients, because man, you're 19 and you're running a studio and you're freelancing. It's just mad. And also like I was just doing barely anything at 19, but so like how do you find managing all those things, and how do you find, like, what have you come up against difficulties getting international clients, and how have you managed to be successful in doing that, seeing that the motion industry in Nigeria is so small?
Getting international clients is, I think it was worse last year. It's better this
Yeah.
year. But actually, almost all the projects I've done this year are with international
Amazing.
clients, or maybe Nigerians that are not in Nigeria, like, which is cool.
Yeah.
But like it was bad last year, but after I created my channel, it became really better because I got to build a lot of relationships outside this country. If actually in almost every continent, if you really think about it. Like I know at least a motion designer somewhere in every continent, which is crazy. And that has really improved it for me, to be honest. I think it's difficult getting jobs outside because you're like, I think Nigerians have a bad rep on the internet. Like we're like the face of the scamming industry. So I feel like maybe because of that, people, I don't know, I might be wrong, but like people are like, when you get a mail from a Nigeria that, okay, I do this and do this, they're like, okay, this is a Nigerian, probably wants to scam me or stuff.
But do you think
Like,
that's like that's surely not a like that's surely like just a stereotype that other people have thought of. It's not the truth, like.
yeah, it's a stereotype. It's not the truth, but it affects us a lot. And it also affects, we're not the only culture that's had that kind of stereotype. Indians have it worse. Like, people from, like, those, like, sorry, people from the Middle East even have it worse. So, like, when you're from the Middle East, like, the stereotype that they put on you is like, oh, it is a bomber, like it's about to commit suicide, like do suicide bombing,
Okay.
and that's like just really, really nasty. Or Indians also are also like the second face of
Yeah.
scamming. So they have like this special type of scamming, which is tech support scam.
Oh yeah,
So like,
yes, I've heard this. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so like I feel like every country has their own weird stereotype, except America, because America is the one giving you all the stereotypes.
So do you feel, so when you're trying to get international work and you're trying to, put yourself out there, do you feel that barrier moving forward, or do you think about it much?
Actually really don't think about it as much, but I think that might be a reason why I don't get some replies.
Okay.
But nowadays, I don't think about it at all.
Okay. Do you, like, I suppose from just talking to you, you're quite a positive person, so I suppose that's a great thing. But do you think it affects you in any way, or do you kind of have this mindset of it not letting affect you?
Okay, I'm someone who doesn't deal with all the emotions that's troubling me, so I just ignore it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And that's how my brain works. I need to stop ignoring things and start dealing with it. But in reality, I really don't deal with it as
Okay.
much.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So, what are your plans moving forward? Where do you want to take the motion industry in Nigeria? Where do you want to take your studio? Where do you want to take your personal brand?
Okay, let me start with the motion design industry in Nigeria, because like if you ask me what I want to do with myself, I actually don't know. I'm just going with the flow at this point in my life, to be honest. But when it comes like for the motion industry in Africa, not just Nigeria, I'm trying to like connect with motion designers all over Africa or from Africa that are not in
Mm-hmm.
Africa, and like build a small community around that. I'm working with a friend from Ghana and also one of my friends, and we're working on this small community called the Mo Clan, and we're planning a meetup soon. So that's where I see it going. Because when we have the community around us, it's easy for us to like help people learn motion design the correct way, help people get the softwares, do things that would actually help this
Mm-hmm.
industry as a community rather than just individuals pirating softwares and trying to get
Yeah.
clients and then trying to show people inside this country that okay, this is motion. This is probably how to do motion correctly. Give us enough time to work on this motion.
Yeah.
Pay us so we can hire the right people to work on the project. Like yesterday, I was explaining to you the fact that I can't think of anyone that I can hire
Yeah.
that I think is as good as I am, to be honest, or is at that level that I want to, that level that I am, or that level of quality I want. And that is just
That's an
crazy. Like that
education
is
thing, isn't it?
unbelievable. Yeah, it is an education thing. And I think once we have like once we have like a community, all that would
Yeah.
fade.
Yeah. And I suppose that
And
helps your studio then. Like once the education, once you can build that community, that kind of like almost funnels the motion industry, and then
yeah,
you grow your studio from that.
yep. Yep, like that. I think that's like my goal right now for the industry. Like, just work on this community, build it, get us to like a level that seems impossible right now.
Well, like
And
you've so much time, man. You'll get there.
do I really have like? I was thinking to myself, I don't think I have time. Like, I just like I don't know. I think it might just be the century and the generation. Like everything's just like go go go. Like you have an idea, get it done really quickly. Like just do it really fast. I'm sorry, I'm clapping and
No,
punching my hands.
you're adding drama and beat and
Energy.
energy to it. I like it. I
So
felt like
like
I was in an
I
agency
was
and I had people breathing over my neck there.
yeah. So it was like everything is like go go go. Like you have to get this thing
Yeah.
done. That's how it feels to me. That's how like all my goals feel like. So it's like I have an idea, boom, I'm working on it immediately. I'm not even thinking. Like that's how the YouTube channel was. Before I used to take like a whole year to plan all the ideas I
Mm-hmm.
have, but then it doesn't work out. So lately I've been like, man, I'm going to stop planning and just do
Yeah.
it. And I just started the channel. That's how the channel started. It was like, oh, I just woke up this morning. I started a YouTube channel. Should I wait till August to launch the channel? I was like, no. And then I started a new channel. And in a week, 100 subscribers. And that was the most amazing thing ever. Like, all of my ideas are like, just go get it done.
Yeah, I love that about you. You're like, I don't like, there are things you do at 19 I still don't have the confidence to do at 30, and I think that's really cool.
So I want to feel better about myself. Can you give me an example of that
Like
one thing?
reaching out to the Diaz and Joey and Ariel Costa, I think that's, I don't know, I thought that was like, that's really cool. He just did it. He just went for it. And I think I was like, I
I
might,
think,
because you did it. Now I was like, maybe I could do that one day.
yeah. I think I'm probably like weird. I've had like I've never been afraid to reach out to people, but then I've definitely made mistakes when reaching out to people. I was tweeting the other day that there was a time where I was cold calling celebrities.
You what? You were
Like,
cold
think
calling
like
celebrities.
yep, it was a very weird experience. None of them
How'd you
probably
get their
know I
number?
exist.
But maybe not. Maybe not here.
I
Maybe not here.
no, it's simple. Like I have friends who know them or who work with them, and it's just
Oh,
easy. Just
do you
ask
mean
their
like
phone.
what kind of celebrities do you mean? Like motion design celebrities or celebrities? Like,
Celebrities.
okay, cool. That's pretty cool.
So like I probably like learned a lot from reaching out to celebrities and doing that fearless thing of just cold calling someone on a Sunday morning. Bad idea. Don't do it.
Man,
Like
Sunday's a
don't
day of
cold call
rest.
someone on a Sunday morning. Yeah. Don't cold call someone. There was this celebrity I called, but it was not it didn't take the call really well, but it was nice enough to like it was like, dude, I'm going to be honest, and this is because it's me. That's what he said. And it was like okay, don't do this to anyone. I was like, it's because it's me. Nobody, as if it was someone else, they would be really mean to you. And the guy was really nice. And I don't have a relationship with him now. We didn't like talk after that, but it was like, okay, don't call someone on a Sunday morning. Email is probably better. And I've tried weird shit, to be honest. That's the point.
Yeah, that's
I'm not afraid to try weird
yeah,
shit.
I mean, you're only gonna learn from that, I guess, and then
yeah,
that's good.
I think that's why I'm good at reaching out to people, because I've cold called celebrities.
If you make enough mistakes, you'll know how to do it right.
Yep.
So another question that's kind of popped into my head, and we've talked about a bit. We've talked about. You've said to me before that you've thought about moving, and I've never asked you this. Would you ever set up a studio elsewhere? And where are the places you'd like to move to and work?
The United States, obviously. But I think if you're trying to pick the United States, you have to be really cautious about where in the United States you pick, because the states are totally different. They all feel like totally different countries.
Yeah.
Like United States is like one country that has like how many states? Like maybe like 50 other countries inside.
Yeah.
So like one state, like that's how the United States feels like. So like I'm thinking like, okay, the United States would probably be a cool place, but don't go to LA, because LA is like really expensive to live in, or California. New York might be a good choice, but like staying in the city in New York is like a terrible idea.
Why?
But like, because it's crowded, it's noisy. You can't get proper sound except you like soundproof your place.
Yeah, it is. It's very. Yeah, I was just wondering what your take on it, because it is. I've been in New York. It is very noisy.
Yep. I don't do well with noise, and I'm recording YouTube. Please don't.
Yeah, but it's not like you don't hear everything.
It's still noise.
Any noise.
Like, I don't like noise.
Any noise.
Yeah.
And is there anywhere else? Like, is there anywhere? So, like, would you consider anywhere?
Canada.
Okay. Where in Canada would you like to go?
Toronto, but I heard there's a lot of raccoons. So, like, raccoons, I'm ready for you guys. There's a lot of...
Are you gonna just go in and just bat away all the raccoons? Are you thinking if you go to Toronto, you just have to bat away like a zombie movie raccoons?
Yeah, like just bat away all the raccoons, because Toronto is like the raccoon capital of the world. That's what they call themselves.
I'm gonna have to ask my friend about raccoons. Actually, she hates raccoons. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, according to what I've read, I've been listening to a podcast, and like they go into your bin and they just spill it everywhere. Yeah. And the government was like trying to design bins that are raccoon proof.
A motion design podcast with raccoon proof bins. I love it.
It's like, wow, these guys are facing totally entirely different problems. Me, I'm wondering how to get electricity, and all they're doing is batting raccoons.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliantly said.
That is where I want to be. Let's batter raccoons.
Yeah, you'd rather batter 7 raccoons away a day than worry about your electricity. Yeah, I can see that.
Another place I would love to go is Japan.
Okay, cool.
I love the aesthetic. I love everything about the Japanese culture. Actually, I'd just like to say, please stop Asian 8. They're really amazing people.
Okay.
I've not been able to tweet about Stop Asian Hate, and I just wanted to say it right now, because it's like, I feel really connected to their culture, and I really love how they express themselves. And they're they're like the cleanest people in the world, Japanese.
Yeah, they're very organized.
Yeah, like, I can never understand how you be that organized or clean, and they have the highest life expectancy in the world.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So like, I would love to stay in Japan, but I don't think I would love to set up an agency there, because like the economy is different, the language is different. I think it would be more difficult for me.
But just to visit, it would be an amazing place to visit.
Yeah, just to visit would be amazing. Canada and the US seems like a really cool places to start an agency. Shout out to Tendro in Canada and Man vs. Machine in the US. And the UK would be a terrible idea because of taxes. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to pay as much tax as you do, Brian. Like,
thank you for reminding me. No, yeah, you're right. The UK is problematic, but the industry in London is pretty huge. So there's a good network here.
Yeah,
but I find
I think what
go
I
on.
want to do is like, sorry for cutting you off. I think what I want to do is like maybe build relationships outside, build a lot of relationship, meet people, and go out to all these countries that I just listed, meet as many businesses as I can, make friends, and come back here and set up shop here. Because trust me, this is the perfect place to set up shop. Like the cost to set up shop, yeah, is not going to be as high as you guys. My profit margin would be 10 times higher than you guys, especially if I'm using like the same
Yeah,
market rate. And it just makes more sense to set up the shop in Nigeria than setting it up in on any other country because it's cheaper financially. But on an infrastructural point of view, it's a bad idea. But on a financial point of view, I mean, if you're making enough money, if you're making all the money and things that like significantly cheaper in Nigeria, all you have to do is just like since they are significantly cheaper, like what you get, like a office space that you get in the
mm-hmm.
US, that is the same quality in Nigeria would be like 10 times cheaper. So like it just makes more sense. The expenses would be so much lower. I don't know. I might be speculating in my head, but that's how I see it.
Yeah,
Like their
I think
countries,
you're right. I think, but you were saying that there's a lack of international investment, which doesn't make sense after what you just said. Because if you have this potential, surely the government will want that, right?
I don't see the government passing any law that would take down my business. Like it just doesn't make any
Yeah, yeah. But
sense.
would the government welcome?
Except there's like an anti-freelance law that we don't know about.
I was gonna ask you, would the government has the government or have companies come into Nigeria and invested, like international companies?
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, a good example is
Okay,
Facebook. Facebook invests in a lot of startups, and Jack Dorsey came to Nigeria a few years ago, and there are a lot of VCs that actually invest in startups in Nigeria.
that's good then. I
Like
mean, then
one
travel
of
the
those startups
world,
actually
build your
came in
network, and come
unicorn.
back.
Exactly, like that is the plan. Like make money in dollars, spend in naira. That is the Nigerian dream. Sorry, that's my Nigerian dream. The Nigerian dream is to leave Nigeria, but my Nigerian dream is to make money in dollars, spend in naira.
And then you can write a book called The Nigerian Dream.
Actually, I'm planning a short film that I'm too lazy to work on, The Nigerian Dream. So it talks about how Nigeria has like a population of 150 to 200 million people, and and the majority of the population, about maybe 60%, are youth, and every single one of those youths wants to leave this country.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
Well, if you start a big agency, they won't want to leave.
yeah, yeah. I feel like in the next few years, probably Hyraki is going to be a big agency,
But that's
but like, but let's see how it goes, man. Like, yeah, that's to answer the building agency question. I've been set up.
that is quite cool. Look, I think I'm running out of time. My end. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. But it's been like really cool insight. Really appreciate you coming on the stream.
I'm just going to say, like, this is the shortest stream I've ever done.
How much we've been on an hour? Have we?
No, it's just 50
Oh,
minutes.
it's just 50 minutes. Well, this is the first time for everything.
Yep.
But
thank you very much, Brian,
it's
for like
been really cool
inviting me.
And we'll definitely do we definitely should do another one sometime soon, I think.
Yeah, remember you're supposed to come on my channel, so we study Gmonk on Saturday together and live stream.
We'll do that. That sounds cool.
You're not backing out anymore. We've announced it on your channel, so like you can't back out from like.
Oh, you're too clever, man. I hate it.
Yeah. I'm just going to go create the link. So we're studying Gmonk and we're studying Gmonk for like an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, and we're making it live. So
yeah,
come to my channel and watch that.
Let's hope that Gmonk is not on that stream in case we make any mistakes in studying him.
Nah, I don't mind that mistake.
Cool.
It would be nice to actually see him come on the stream if possible.
That'd be dope. That'd be sick. Okay, cool. I'm gonna leave it there. Definitely appreciate you coming on. Some amazing insight there. I think a lot of people could, have more of that insight outside their own world, country.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Rowland.
Thank you very much for having me. Like, thank you. Sorry, I don't know what to say other than thank you.
Brilliant. All right, take care.
All right.